Yes, we now, just a special request, we have 3 of the original members who were at the founding of the club in 1974. That would be Dave Lampard, Tom Constance and Brian Harvey here today. I'd like to invite Dave up to come and say a few words. I'd also perhaps ask any members who've been around from those early days if they'd like to sort of gather over here in front of the Spidial. We wouldn't mind getting a photograph of you guys here.
Prop him up.
Anyway, if you'd all put your hands together for Dave, have a few words from Dave Lampard.
Brian, told him, Brian, where's Brian Harvey gone? Get him back in here. Brian! Brian! Where's Brian?
He ran away.
Brian! First of all, congratulations to the committee. I think I raised this around about February this year about making sure we had a 40th anniversary celebration do, and I think they've done a fantastic job. This morning we had a southern ride. We had 38 different directions to get here, I think. We all ended up getting here eventually. So look, Brian Harvey's here, and told Tom Constance. I didn't know Tom's full name for about 25 years, and I wanted to go and visit him, and I was just asking people around. I said, what's Toad's name? I want to find out where he lives. And eventually somebody said, I think his name's Tom Constance, and we ended up finding him, and I went up to Tom's place. All right, about 40 years and a few months ago, after a few people have been gathering at Lloyd Chapman's motorcycles and just bumping into each other on rides, we decided to have a get-together with the aim of forming a motorcycle club for BMWs. So Chris Hill, who's no longer with us sadly, said, well look, I don't mind having the first meeting at my place at 11 Harborne Street, just down the road. So I think we ended up with about, what, 20 people at the first meeting, didn't we, Brian, from memory?
There was a lot of initial meetings before the first one.
Yeah, we just had social gets-together, but we decided to have an initial meeting in Chris Hill's garage around the back of 11 Harborne Street. It was made out of asbestos, so if any of us drop off the perch with asbestosis, that's probably the reason. And yeah, so after that it grew and grew and grew. I think Tom turned up on a BM that day, but he deserted and ended up riding a Ducati because he said BMWs were far too reliable for him and he needed things to break down so he could fix them. Brian and I both had our 50-stroke-5s, that's correct, and we've still got them. Is yours still going? Mine's not going because I did the cylinder on it the other day, so but we've still got the original bikes. And from then on, blokes like Goldie, Lefty, Bear, all stood there, drifting along to meetings, and it turned it out to be really good. We tried to get in touch with a few of the other founder members, Ian Arrower and Bob Gibson, EB. We don't know if Bob's still around, but one of the funny stories from one of the meetings I can recall was Bear turned up. I think he'd ridden his bike from Queensland, and I think we'd had a couple of ales too many, and Bear went to sleep after the meeting. So Bear had a very old leather jacket. I don't think it had ever been washed or cleaned, so we decided to polish half of it. And then somebody said, well, if we're going to polish half his jacket, we'll polish the opposite side boot. And then somebody combed half of his beard, cleaned half of his helmet, and when he rode home, he was half a clean man. Listen, thanks everybody for kicking on with the BM Club. I know I haven't been involved quite actively for many years, but as you can see today, what a great turnout, great ride, beautiful weather, well done.
I've just got one thing to say, and that is at that very first formulation of that meeting in Harborne Street, I had Jess the dog there, which some of you would remember, used to go on the tank of the bike everywhere. And at about 11 o'clock at night she got skittled on Harborne Street, and we took her up to the vet, which was just up the road, and he was going to put her out of her misery, and he didn't. I said, no you can't, because everyone's used to Jess riding on the tank everywhere of the BMW Stroke 5. And anyway, 2 weeks later, after much repair work, and then 2 months later, after Mum massaging and keeping this dog going, I took it into the vets on a lead, and he didn't charge me a cent because he could not believe it was still alive. And he went for another 18 years on the tank of the bike. That was Jess. There you go.
Goldie and Lefty going to come up here and Goldie, Lefty and Bear. You're not going to sing a song yet, anyway, but we've...
What, the 3 BM owners, we can do that.
3 BM
Across the ride.
You sing a song?
Yeah, no, we're going to take a
It won't take long. How about singing a song?
Maybe we should sing happy birthday.
Yeah, that's
Before
it.
we ask you to say a few words, I just wanted to recognise that these three fellows have been around almost since day dot as well. So it's only fair that we recognise them up here as just about there at the foundation and still going today. And I'd like to thank you very much for your loyalty to the club and give you a small token of our appreciation, which will be one of the commemoration patches and little gold badges to take away at the end of the day. So please call past the desk and grab one on your way after the photo. We've heard from Lefty, so someone else can have the mic.
Has it been a happy birthday for the BM Club? It has. Oh, sorry.
No, you're the singer.
Yeah, start.
unaccustomed as I am.
Yeah, go on.
Go on, tell us a ditty, Bear.
I just want to say it's unusual to see me with a soft drink in my hand. Not in most of the photos around the place, at least with a beer in my hand. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming along. I've had a ball the last 40 years, made lots of friends. Upset a few people along the way too, unfortunately, but that happens. And in defence of alcohol, I have done some pretty stupid shit stone cold sober as well. Yeah, thanks for coming. Go on, say it.
Yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. It's been great 40 years. Yeah, we don't upset people, Lefty.
Well, not too much.
But there's only one hand signal in there. So, yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. It's been great. Good to see everybody, and I hope to see a lot of people a lot of times again. It's good.
Well, yeah, pretty much the same as what the other guys have said. You know, we've had a good time over the years. Obviously don't do a lot with the club these days, but stay in contact. And I guess the only other thing to say is it's another 10 years, but we'll see you at the 50th.
Thanks, gents.
I must thank the committee for doing all this. I know it's been a fair process, and they've put a lot of effort, a lot of their own time, and thank you for all these guys and the girls up there doing the best. Thank you.